Wait, baby Grace from Little House on the Prairie was born in Iowa? Buckle up because we're firing up the Notes on Iowa time machine and heading back to November 10, 1941, when Grace Pearl Ingalls Dow passed away, the youngest sister of Laura Ingalls Wilder, and who became familiar to Little House on the Prairie readers as Baby Grace. Born in Iowa, Grace lived a complicated life marked by endurance and struggle in the wake of her family's pioneering years. The Ingalls family had long embodied the restless movement of 19th century America. Charles and Caroline Ingalls led their daughters, Mary, Laura, Carrie, and baby Grace, across the Midwest in search of stability, settling at last in De Smet, South Dakota. Born in 1877 in Burr Oak, Iowa, Grace grew up as the frontier closed and small towns replaced open prairie. She witnessed the same financial uncertainty that defined her parents' lives and the challenges faced by her sisters, including her sister Mary's blindness. For Grace, the promise of the American frontier had really already faded, replaced by the slower rhythm of small-town life and the lingering shadow of her family's struggle to get by. Grace married a farmer, Nathan Dow, in 1901 and spent the rest of her life navigating the same precarious world that her parents had hoped to escape. The couple lost their farm during the agricultural collapse of the 1920s, and Grace's later years were marked by illness, instability, and disappointment. Unlike Laura, whose writings brought her modest fame and financial security, Grace never found lasting success. When she finally passed away in 1941, Laura was already transforming their family's history into beloved stories that would immortalize her younger sister as a carefree child. The real Grace, however, had lived through hardships and loss, and really became a footnote to that imagined past. Grace Ingalls Dow's story reminds us that behind every nostalgic portrait of the American frontier really lies a more complex reality. Laura Ingalls Wilder's books celebrated perseverance and hope, yet they also softened the harshness of the world her family endured. Grace lived long enough to see the modern American emerge, but she remained tied to the same economic uncertainties that had shaped her childhood. Thanks for coming along for this ride in the Notes on Iowa Time Machine with me, Dr. Kevin Mason. Where will history take us next? Follow Notes on Iowa to ensure you don't get left behind as we continue to explore Iowa's past. Thanks for watching.